Bonjour, bon dia, good morning. My name is Gabriel. I'm an MBA student at HEC Paris. First of all, thank you so much, Luisa, and everyone here for the opportunity. We were talking about why Brazil, and now giving continuity to the future that we want to build. We are here building sustainable business in Brazil in this panel. And this was an excellent start in understanding Brazil's role in the global race for net zero. Brazil is on the journey of becoming a more sustainable country and also play a crucial role in business transformation. Day after day, more ambitious company-level decarbonization plans are announced, and we hope and expect that this journey will be accelerated. New technologies become economically feasible, and both regulators and consumers are raising their bars and expectations. To kick off this inspirational journey, I would like to invite here a top executive from Natura. She is a female leader, admired in the field of sustainability, and she will bring the cosmetics perspective of this giant of Brazil, Angela Pinhati, Head of Sustainability.
Thank you, Gabriel. Hello, everyone. Bonjour. Thank you so much for being here. Well, it's a challenge to present a little bit of Natura. Sometimes I feel like a drop in the ocean when you see everything that we gotta do towards this climate agenda. But we can move piece by piece. So I don't know how to pass the presentation. It's here. So for those who does not know Natura, just a little bit of numbers. We are a purpose-driven group that unites Natura and Avon brand. At majority, the company it's a direct sales model. So worldwide, we have 6 million consultants and a net revenue of 26.7 billion reais. We are present in more than 50 countries. In Latin America, we are the #1 company in the beauty segment, 3.5 million consultants present in 14 countries, 5 factories and 19 distribution centers. Around 14,000 employees and a net revenue of 20 billion in Latin America. What is important to say about our company is that we have very strong values, and our sense and reason for being is to create and commercialize products and services that promote the well-being and being well. Well-being is the individual relationship of the individual with himself and with his body by using the cosmetics, but also important is the being well, that is the empathetic relationship with the person, with the other person, and with the nature, being part of the whole. And with that, one of the key beliefs of the company is that the company's value and longevity are linked to its ability to contribute to its sustainable development. So this is so important to us because this drives our whole strategy in the company. We were founded in 1969, and we are a Brazilian multinational company presenting cosmetics and personal care segments. And we have our key innovation based on sustainability, aiming to have a social, economic, and environmental impact worldwide. So 95% of our whole portfolio are vegan. We are a B Corp corporation, the biggest one since 2014. We were the first company to launch refuse in the marketing in 1983. As I'm going to show you, we work very close with communities in the Amazon rainforest. So we have now developed more than 45 bioingredients. We deal with 44 supplier communities. It's around 11,000 community families. And with that, we preserve 2.2 million hectares of Amazon rainforest. And this was validated by Wharton University that had a study with satellite in the same region. And we are carbon neutral since 2007. Our value proposition are based in 3 pillars: the cosmetics, the relationships due main to the direct sales model and corporate behavior, having sustainability as a driver for innovation. Here is just a chronology, but I would like just to highlight some of that I haven't shared, such as we have a compromise with the truth. So in 1986, we launched the Kronos for the skincare. That's the concept of beauty without any stereotype. In 18, we received the WBT label, that's Union for Ethical Biotrade, that we check all the ingredients that we provide from Amazon rainforest. Here are some of our awards and certification, just highlighting the Ethisphere. Natura&Co has been recognized as one of the most ethical companies in the world by the Ethisphere for 12 times. Then we are part of the 100 best companies in corporate nights. We are the first, for the first consecutive year, the strongest cosmetic company by Brand Finance. Have some awards from United Nations, and more than 10 years, the best corporate reputation in Merco. So I think it is just to highlight how important it is to follow a pragmatic and well-organized structure towards sustainability and everything that we do. But last year we were discussing that sustainability in the way we are is not enough anymore. So we are saying that now it's time to regeneration, and regeneration for us is the dynamic process of restoring life in individuals, communities, nature, and the relationship between them. We aim to transform social and environmental challenges into business opportunities. This is key for us. It's impossible to have sustainability in a company if it's not embedded in the strategy of the business. As I told you, so here I will start with some examples. As I told you, the majority of our net is composed of women. About 10 years ago, we developed a HDI, Human Development Index, similar the one that's used for countries for the whole population of 3.5 consultants. We achieved the best historical results, and this is based in the development of what they can achieve in the work, focusing in living wage, how we develop the sense of citizenship in our consultants, a health program, and also the knowledge program. Just to highlight some numbers, for example, from 20 to 22, we developed a strong financial education to this community, and then you can see the impact you have in Human Development Index. Then going to Amazon rainforest, as I told you, we work with 44 Amazon region communities, is around 10,000 families, which complies 40,000 impacted people in Amazon. We buy around 44 bioingredients from 29 native species. We have 91 supply chains in the whole Amazon forest, including Peru, Colombia, and Ecuador as well. In the beginning, we are present in this region about 25 years. In the beginning, we used to buy seeds. Within time, we developed the whole supply chain, and we implemented some industrial manufacturers in the cooperatives in order to buy the oil or the essence, improving the whole supply chain, lower impact in CO2, but also increasing the amount of money that we pay for these communities. And it is due to this whole work that we developed there, that's possible to contribute to 2.2 million hectares of conservation, and we pay the access and benefit sharing for those communities as well. In this region also, it is important to say that Natura has researched for 15 years the agroforest system for palm oil. Palm oil is a critical raw material. I'm going to go more fast. So now we have 500 hectares implemented of agroforest system, and we are scaling up in 45,000 hectares with some partnership. Here I have just 2 examples of tucumã. It used to be a species that have lots of thorns, so the communities used to cut it, and now we use it to produce Ecos tucumã. The second one is a concentrated product. I'm going so fast because I'm running against time. We have an IPNL that it is integrated the profit and loss account. So I have for one reais of net value, 2.7 reais of social and environmental impact. We have some commitments 2030 publicly. And with that, I will close with this video for you to understand better. Thank you.
It is time to accelerate the change. Natura believes it is necessary to blaze a new trail, one of regeneration. And the Amazon is a fundamental part of this journey. We value the existence of each element of biodiversity that guarantee a better life for thousands of people, and the conservation of the largest tropical forest in the world.
A floresta para mim é meio de sobrevivência, é o lugar onde a gente mora, também tira parte do sustento de nossas famílias.
The Amazon forest is one of the most important ecosystems on the planet. The bioeconomy is the forest.
A partir do momento que a Natura chegou, ela veio agregando valor a produtos que a gente antes tinha, mas que não tinha valor.
Então o murumuru é um dos primeiros que cortar, porque como tinha muito espinho, não tinha nenhum valor econômico, então o primeiro a cortar o murumuru. A partir do momento que ele passa a ter o valor econômico, já não é mais inimigo do agricultor.
When we combine science, technology, and age-old knowledge, it is possible to transform the Amazon's wealth of biodiversity into ethical, sustainable, high cosmetic performance beauty products that respect the forest's natural cycles and the people who live in it. This operational model has contributed to conserving more than 2 million hectares of Amazon forest. This way, the forest continues to prosper, continues to be alive.
Eu consigo comercializar, vender meus produtos para a cooperativa, aí a cooperativa transforma isso em óleos e manteiga, vende para a Natura, esse produto meu vai para o produto que a Natura produz, volta para minha esposa e para minha filha, que são vendedores de produto.
And this way we have a virtuous circle that generates value for the forest, for people, and fosters businesses in which innovation flourishes.
I've learned a lot from Natura, which is leading the Brazilian cosmetics sector, especially in sustainability, the concept of regeneration. Thank you so much, Angela, for all the lessons and materials shared. And now I would like to invite here on stage a company that is not only in Brazil, but now expanded to France and is doing an amazing job in the cocoa sector. And so I would like to call here to stage this Brazilian chocolate brand and Charles Znaty, CEO of Dengo Chocolates.
I'd like to ask you one question. In the attendance, is there anyone who prefers dark chocolate? Okay. Well, it's a good thing. The bad news is that the chocolate industry, when it comes to sustainability, is probably one of the darkest industries in this world. And I'm going to try to explain you how at Dengo we have decided to change that. So we are a social impact business in the cocoa chocolate chain. We would like to create a new business model in this industry, which is literally very simply based on the fact that the people who grow cocoa need to make a decent living from what they grow in nature. To give you a broad idea of what is happening, you have 2.5 million families in the world growing 5 million tons of cocoa, and most of these families do not make a decent revenue out of this of growing this commodity. So for those who have been in Brazil already, in São Paulo, this is our flagship store in Faria Lima. We have 40 stores now in Faria Lima. In Paris, there is one which is in the 18th arrondissement in Les Abbesses, 19 Rue Yvonne Le Tac, and there is one, no, you see the inside, and there is one which is very close to here, which is 58 Rue Bonaparte, so you can go and visit it. We are happy enough to have been granted to propose the best hot chocolate in Paris. And this is not me who's saying that, it's the social media, and as everybody knows, you can trust social media, of course. Okay, so we also have a website, etc. So interestingly and differently from most of the cocoa, the chocolate brands, we start from the forest. So we buy the beans from the farmers, and we transform the beans into cocoa, into chocolate, and from this raw chocolate we produce all our products. The thing which is important is that the producers receive more for the cocoa that they produce. They receive a premium price premium, which is between 70 and 245% over the commodity value for their high quality chocolate. Of course, the main thing is that we buy high quality chocolate, but we also ask these farmers to stick to a certain amount of social and environmental criteria, and we control these criteria. And the more they stick to these criteria, the more money they receive. So really changing this dark industry into a sustainable industry is really, really simple. It's based on the fact that you pay a decent value for the cocoa that you buy from the farmers. It looks like it's simple, but apparently the entire chocolate industry has real difficulties to get to that point. So we produce our Dengo, so from the forest to cocoa. So really the whole purpose of this brand Dengo, which was created in 2017 by my friends at Marae, is to become a dark changer in this dark world, simply by developing a fairer and more sustainable supply chain in the chocolate. So I usually say that this chocolate brand is intended to, first of all, for those who vote 3 times a day. It's as simple as that. As a consumer, you have the choice. You have the choice to buy a chocolate from the trade, which is not sustainable, no matter the programs that the companies are developing for helping the farmers. I thought a very interesting program with a lot of investment in Africa, where the farmers are encouraged to develop like growing vegetables or raising chicken or something like that. And there's something like €1 billion in this program which has been invested. But that same €1 billion could simply be given as a premium price to the people who grow the beans, right? Instead of helping them to grow vegetable, which I have to say they probably already know. So this shows you also how a mass market chocolate and a chocolate from Dengo is made of cocoa. So interestingly, the cocoa is not a cheap commodity, especially now. So most of the brands, they tend to put more sugar than cocoa in their products. So I encourage you to turn the packaging and read what is written in small characters at the back of the packaging. When it comes to Dengo, we're almost zero plastic due to the reduction of the packaging and the innovation of the packaging. We propose our products in a bulk form. All our cocoa comes from sustainable agroforestry. You have to keep in mind that when you think about chocolate is around the world is associated with deforestation, forced labor, child labor, and unfortunately in some countries slavery. And also we support research and innovation in organic techniques thanks to an institute which is the Centre d'Innovation du Cacao, which is based in Ilios. Also, as a company, we increase the representation of trans people in our organization, increase the representation of black people in leadership position. I have to say that this is a very Brazilian thing. In France, this question is not on the table. And train and guide people, our team on equity, diversity, and inclusion. Our commitment for 2030 is to double the income of more than 3,000 cocoa producers in Brazil, to reduce the waste generation, to reduce the use of sugar and adopt the natural sugar substitute, and to preserve nature. But already 100% of our cocoa comes from the cabruca, which is the Brazilian name for the fact that we don't use the cocoa from deforestation. Interestingly, today 71% of we have improved the income for 71 of our percent. Interestingly, less than half of our farmers receive a decent income, which is the limit of the living income. Last year we have worked with 207 active producers, 31 of them are women, and we paid in general more than the double of the commodity price to these farmers. 30% products sold in bulk, 19% packaging ton per ton of products. So you see how the roadmap for improving all that. And less sugar, and the hectares of preserved forest in Brazil. And that's it. Obrigado. You can follow us on Instagram at Dengo France. And of course, I'll be with you all day, so you can come to me and ask me questions anytime. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Charles. I'm excited to get a taste of Dengo chocolates. I know that in Brazil they are not only in São Paulo and they have other stores, I don't know if any one of you have been in Trancoso, but they also have an amazing store there. In Bahia, which is the land of cocoa. So yeah, right now we move to the next speaker. I would like to introduce a company that is innovating in the critical mineral sector. Marcelo Paiva, co-founder of A10 Invest and co-chairperson in Sigma Lithium. He educated me a lot before this presentation about this sector, and I think he will share amazing insights about the experience in building sustainable mining operation in one of the Brazilian's poorest regions.
Okay, so hello everyone. First of all, it's an honor to be here. Exactly 21 years ago, I was here in France, graduating from my MBA degree at INSEAD, which I'm a huge supporter. And today I'll be talking about the work that we've been doing. 12 years ago, set up an impact fund called A10 Invest. At the time that impact investing was still not so well known, and the words ESG were not so broadly known as it is today. So to start, I'll speak about how come that a pure financial player, which is A10, was able to deliver the first global net zero carbon major mining complex in the world, while at the same time delivering substantial returns, over 50 times returns, in an entire new market, which is lithium for EV batteries. So first of all, what is the whole talk about lithium? Well, lithium is critical for the decarbonization in the world. And the reason is that transportation accounts for over 1/3 of global emissions from end users. And the batteries are the main components of the electric cars. There are different sorts of batteries with different sorts of materials, but lithium is the common denominator. You can't avoid it. As a result, we have soaring demand. Projected demand is expected to increase by 7 times if you take into account demand from last January up to 2040. But then there's a common question: is lithium rare? And the answer is no. Lithium is abundant. There's lithium everywhere. It is critical, but it's not rare. What is rare? It's a combination of 4 factors. Firstly, end users, they want reliable suppliers. Number 2, you have to be low cost, because it's a cyclical business. 3, you need to meet the specifications required by the end users, because lithium can be used in different sources: glass, ceramics, phones, computers. But the lithium that is used in the batteries of electric vehicles, they require specifications. And the last point, which is key, is sustainability. The product has to be sustainable. And this is what I call the puzzle, because sustainability is the core value proposition of electric vehicles. And if the supply chain is not sustainable, so what's the point? And to produce a sustainable product, there's no single magic. There's no magic pill. It requires a number of efforts and a number of points. Having said that, we have, in Brazil, a major advantage, which doesn't solve it all, but it is a major advantage, which is Brazil is a global green powerhouse. And we have to better communicate that message. 85% of all energy produced in Brazil comes from renewable energy. And energy in Brazil, electricity in Brazil, is cheap and abundant. This is an amazing advantage. But why did we make the investment in Brazil? Because our our operation consists of two steps. We have there's a mining project, and we have an industrial plant. We decided to make the investment in Brazil. Why? First of all, in Brazil, Brazil is a very established mining jurisdiction. And we have all the infrastructure in place. Yes, we do have. We have transmission lines, we have roads, we have ports. As an investor, when I consider different projects around the world, there are several areas where we don't have that infrastructure in place. So the CapEx requirements would be much higher. And don't get me wrong, we got proposals to set up our industrial plants in different countries where we would have very attractive financing terms, which we didn't take it. We decided to do in Brazil. And we financed it 100% with equity. So, as I said before, sustainability is key. We have the advantage of being in Brazil, but that is not enough. We took a number of decisions back in 2015 when we acquired that asset, which at the time we were highly criticized because those were not the standard practice at the time. So for example, at inception, on day one, we decided that our operation would have no tailing dams whatsoever. It was out of question. Number two, we decided we wouldn't use any hazardous chemicals. Number three, we decided that we would make the best use of water. So we take water from the river in the area, which is called the Jequitinhonha River, which is highly polluted. We put in place a water treatment plant, and we recycle 100% of the water. And lastly, we preserved a stream, which again, it's not a common practice. So when it comes to our phase one operation, our production could have been much higher, but it's not because we preserved that seasonal stream. But all of that, it comes at a cost. And this is tricky because, unfortunately, today, the market doesn't pay a green premium. So the only way that those decisions make sense if you have a long-term view. Because it's all great that you want to build a sustainable business, but as a financial result, the maths need to work. And here's the cost in our case. So we gave up $250 million in revenues just by preserving that stream. Our CapEx was higher, but we had a very long-term view. And here's the result all over that. I'm very proud to say that Brazil today produces and delivers the most sustainable lithium in the world. And I'm also proud to say that we are already net zero carbon. We started commercial production last year. That lithium mine complex is currently the 4th largest in the world, and we are doubling production volumes next year, and we'll quadruple the volumes the year later. And not only we are already net zero carbon, but we are what we call quintuple zero green lithium, which means that we use zero co-power, we have zero tailing dams, we use zero utilization of potable water, we use zero hazardous chemicals, and first of all, net zero carbon emissions. But there's another point I want to highlight. We can't forget the social aspect. Our operations, they are in one of the poorest areas in Brazil, which is called the Jequitinhonha Valley. Most Brazilians have never been there. And this is our view that when you face such inequality, the social efforts had to come hand to hand with our environmental efforts. You can't expect society to care about the environment if they can't afford their living on the next day. And we took a number of decisions again from day one. To start with, we pay royalties on the value-added product, remember that I said before, like our operation consists of 2 steps. We have like the mining, and then we have the industrial plant. The real value added is in the industrial plant. We pay royalties on the value added product, which is 20 times higher, the price. And those royalties, they go straight towards the local municipalities, which, as you can see here, like it's extremely poor. You know, the GDP per capita in the area is lower than in Bangladesh. And on top of that, we hire locally. We currently hire like 1,000 people, out of which 85% of the employees, they are from the region. We establish a homecoming program. You know, like we partner with radio stations, the local municipalities, because in that area, because there were like no jobs available. In most families, like the men left the town, left the state seeking for jobs. So like we wanted people to come back. And I could go on and on and on. For example, most recently, we installed like a microcredit program for women. And at the same time, like we have to keep in mind that we are running a business, so we have to make a profit. And it's a cyclical business. You know, that's not easy. And that's where our financial mindset came to play. You know, like we are freaks when it comes to cost control. And then you see that like prices went up 20 times, and then they went down by 90%. And even at the worst moment, we're still making 40% margin. We're currently making 50% margin. And to finish, this is a result for the investors who trusted, who believed in this crazy story of investing in a true green business in Brazil. You know, like we acquired the asset in early 2016. Our first round of capital raising was in September 2017 at a $20 million valuation. We are currently listed at the NASDAQ, and our market cap is around $2 billion. Thank you very much.